Ladies and gents, believe it or not, another crazy person is making videos on TikTok. Who would have thought?
When a kid tells you that they're transgender, believe them.
A 3-year-old. Do you believe him? Nope.
Nothing like a good misgendering.
Nothing like a good misgendering. I don't know why anyone thinks I'm a man.
The inversion method is one of the most common ways that you see trans women get their donuts. There are a lot of doctors who are very familiar with this method.
My podiatrist did it for me. It was really good. Who would have thought that this would have been happening? Certainly not me. Certainly not poor little old me.
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir. Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir.
Ahead of time?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
I mean, like that's got to be annoying, right? If you want to really be trans and stuff like that. But also, mate, you got a very deep voice. Someone walks in and sees you there. They don't know what to call you. I mean, you can't get mad about that. Can you get mad about it? I don't think you should get mad about that. This has got 535,000 likes on TikTok. This is big. There's a lot of people who are getting behind this going, this is disgusting, this is despicable. Let's see if it is disgusting and despicable.
Okay,
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's just always like a knife.
But the waiter apologized. Why are you getting upset? I can't, like, if you get upset by shit like that, your life is going to be tough.
It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah, I was called sir. Oh, okay. It just really sucks every time it happens.
Why the fuck would you go to the manager? Old mate apologized immediately.
I don't need to be called ma'am. I just need to not be called sir, you know?
Mate, why is your entire happiness built on what other people call you as a pronoun? Surely you can find, and you've got your dog in the bloody restaurant at this point, and you got 2 plates of food. You need to calm down.
Did you call me sir?
Oh,
I just want to tell you that the person who...
See that dog yawning then? Let's watch that again. That is how everyone feels about this. Like, oh my God, here we fucking go again.
who gave me this called me sir.
What?
Called me sir.
Oh.
Mate, the waiter come over here and called me sir. Can you believe they called me sir? What would have made them think that I was a sir? Rah!
Oh.
It's just like, it kind of...
That's the exact reaction. The old mate's going, oh, they called me sir, and the other like manager or whatever's come over and go, oh, that's not good. What do you want me to fucking do?
It kind of just hurts a lot to get called sir.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
Very good. Thank you so much. No, yeah. Thank you. I'm not a sir.
I'm sorry, but right there, you look like a dude. Like, if I met you and I didn't know that you were trans, I would just go that you're a real gay dude and you're dressing like that because it makes you feel happy, and that's wonderful. But you look like a guy, so I'm gonna call you a guy. I understand if you say to someone, no, please call me she, please call me she. I do that because that's the nice thing to do, right? You don't want to run around creating fucking enemies everywhere. But this look that you have isn't feminine enough to make everyone go automatically, that's a woman. Sorry, it's the truth.
Nothing like a good misgendering.
Nothing like a good misgendering. I don't know why anyone thinks I'm a man.
I feel like I need to tell him.
You don't.
I need to tell
You
him
don't.
that hurt.
You don't.
It hurts more.
He doesn't care. He's on minimum wage. He doesn't give a shit.
And it's not intentional because it means like this is sir to him.
Go a bit more feminine then. Sorry.
I know you didn't mean it, but I'm not.
That's more feminine there. You've taken your hair out.
So sorry.
It's okay. I know you didn't mean it. It's just, you know,
Because he's apologized. What more do you want?
it hurts. I know when people clock me, it's fine, but like it does kind of hurt. Thank you. I'm not sir.
The dog looks cute. You look very masculine. Like you got a big, you got the jawline, you got a little bit of lipstick on. People don't know whether or not you're trans or you're just like, you're fucking real flaming, like you're just getting out there and real living the dream. People don't know. So their natural assumption is to call you the pronoun, sir or ma'am, whatever you look like. And you just happen to look like, okay, it's like, in this situation, it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate for you, but for everybody else, no one cares. No one cares. People are getting blown up all over the world, right? It's shit house. People can't afford groceries. They can't afford petrol, gas. They can't afford anything. And you're on TikTok complaining that people call you a sir because you order at restaurants like this. Yeah, mate, I'll have the fucking omelette, please. Why do you think they call you sir?
Not sir. Not sir. The guy who dropped the food off, he called me sir twice in a row.
Okay. I'll let him know that and GM as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
God, imagine being that waiter and getting called in for that. I guarantee you, the manager and him laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you Lily Tino, a trans girl on a mission who went super viral last week after posting that reaction to her being misgendered. And I know a lot of people in the comment section get mad about me calling trans people by the pronouns they want to be called. Mate, if you want to be called a she or a him or a her, I'll do it because it's the nice thing to do, okay? It doesn't mean that I believe that men can have babies. It doesn't mean that I think anyone should be called they or them or ze or zer. It's just the nice thing to do. So we're going to do it, okay? If you don't like that, whatever. I don't give a fuck, all right? And I'd just like to say that this isn't any hate towards trans people at all. This is just saying, listen, you're not that important. Not because you're trans, just because you're a person. You're not that important. Stop trying to change everyone else's lives and how they affect yours. It's not a way to happiness. It's not a way that you're going to find happiness. In fact, if you just went back into who you are as a person, sat there with it, enjoyed it, relaxed a little bit, you would be a lot happier. Because we're never going to find happiness from outside sources. But anyway, I digress. Let's have a look at what else this person posts.
When a kid tells you that they're transgender, believe them.
A 3-year-old. Do you believe him? Nope.
A lot of people will say that it's impossible for a 4-year-old to know if they're trans or not. But actually, that's not true. They can know, and here's why.
No. No, they can't.
From day one, gender is baked into everything we do.
Obviously it is. Because there are two... fuck me dead. It's tough to watch these videos because you know that a lot of people... Like, this has got 225,000 views on TikTok. And we know that TikTok views are inflated and whatnot. But this has a lot of views. A lot of people watching this agreeing with it. And that is a whole group of people who vote in elections, who have their opinion out there, who live day-to-day lives near us, near the regular people. And most of us are like, and I think this is the regular sort of, the most common opinion when it comes to trans people. If you're an adult and it makes you happy, do it. But if you're a kid, stop it. Stop. You have to be an adult. You cannot be a kid and do this shit. Particularly when it comes to hormone blockers and all that type of stuff.
Either have a boy name or a girl name. Boy toys or girl toys. Boy clothes or girl clothes.
And boys gravitate towards masculine toys and masculine activities, and girls to feminine and feminine activities across the world, even in populations where we don't have trucks and dolls and all that type of stuff. It's just built into our DNA, get over it.
So from an early age, kids understand the difference between boy and girl.
Cock and pussy.
And more importantly, which one they're expected to be.
If you have a dick or a vagina, that is what you're expected to be. In the same way that if you are a car, you're expected to be a car. And if you're a motorcycle, you're expected to be a motorcycle. Don't go around being a fucking trike, okay? Stop it.
So it makes sense that if what they feel inside is different than what they're expected to be, then they might feel uncomfortable.
Every study that I've ever read that is a long-term study about people feeling like they're transgender at a young age, when they go back and they ask them again in 20 years' time, particularly for young men who feel like they're young girls, they always, this is not me saying this is what the study said, the vast majority of them turned out to be gay men. Okay? That's what they were. That's what they are, and good on them. And on top of that, they were all really happy they didn't transition at a young age. That's what these studies say, and that's why it's important and integral that young people don't transition at a young age.
That's not to say that all kids will realize they're transgender when they're little. A lot don't. I didn't until I was 27, but I can't tell you how many people I've met.
I don't want to be a dick here, but I'm gonna. I wonder how much a role of social media, society, culture played in that decision. That's all I'll say on that.
Tell you how many people I've met that knew they were trans at 4 or 5 years old.
I guarantee they didn't. Or maybe they committed to it at a young age and now they're in a real tough spot where they look like a woman, sound like a woman, they've been on female hormones their entire life, and they go, well, shit, was that a mistake? Well, I'm not going to detransition. That's too hard. That's too dangerous, yada, yada, yada. Regardless, Children don't make these decisions. And they can't make these decisions. And we as adults can't allow them to. And if you disagree with that, you're an idiot. I don't care what you think. You're an idiot.
Ooh, that one burns.
Zapping my cake pop stick. What is a cake pop stick?
Oh, no. Spoke too soon.
1 hour earlier.
What is
My
this?
cake pop stick is currently getting...
What is on your face?
And we are about to go to the electrologist who is going to zap every single follicle on the cake pop stick so that when I get my...
You're talking about your cock, aren't you? Oh, good grief.
I get my surgery, there's no hair growing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect opportunity to tell you about this t-shirt. Yes, let's zoom in and enjoy the t-shirt. Isaac, Butterfield are racist, homophobic, ableist, misogynistic, transphobic, everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this was an actual TikTok comment about me. It's on sale right now at isaacbutterfield.com. If you're in America, you can also get it there with decent shipping prices. We do produce them in America as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, go and grab the t-shirt and support the channel. Back to Lily Tino.
We're walking to the electrologist now. I'm a little bit nervous. It's not just gonna be this session. It's gonna be session after session for at least a year. I'm gonna do it one way or another. We're just about to find out how much it hurts. All right, we're in the office. My face is numb and my cake pop stick is
Oh, okay,
as well.
so that cream on your face wasn't cum, it was fucking numbing cream. I'm glad.
What happened to my face is going to happen to my cake pop stick.
Why do you keep calling it a cake pop stick?
Cis is not an insult. The word cis is a prefix.
Cis is a word that is unnecessary because you're talking about the majority of a population. It is ridiculous. Fuck off.
Like trans is a prefix. Trans means on the other side of, like transatlantic flight.
Does it? Is that what trans means? I thought it was transgender, but fair enough.
Transporting something from one place to another.
A cock to a vag.
The sauces are on opposite sides of the tray. So you would have to go across the tray to get from one sauce to the other. Like transport.
I always thought you just lopped your knob off. That's what I always thought. I didn't know sauce was involved.
Cis is the opposite. It means on the same side of. When you're born, the world assigns you a gender.
Oh God, shut the fuck up. I'm getting too old for this shit. Like I genuinely mean that.
They say, you have a certain set of parts. For me, you're a boy. You have
Yeah, because you got a cock and balls. Of course you're a boy. And then some people turn out to be transgender. It's a very small population in the world, but they exist. And that's great and that's wonderful. And we should do everything we can to support them. But if you just carry on your entire life and bitch and moan, people are going to look at you and just go, can you not? Can you not? Can you just stop, please, for Christ's sake? And why are you eating so much pizza? I'm very jealous.
So a few months ago, I got my cake pops removed. You might have
Whoa,
seen the
whoa,
video.
whoa. There's a video of you getting your cake pops removed. She's talking about her testicles. See the mental gymnastics I just did there? I just did a fucking pummel horse 180 flip. What's a 180 flip? That doesn't sound that hard. 360, 180 flip. All right, off the pummel horse. That's the mental gymnastics I just did to say her testicles. Anyway, they're gone.
Decided that I want to turn my remaining cake pop stick into a donut. I've been on the fence for a while now. I wasn't sure if I really wanted it, but at the
Have you ever watched trans, like the trans surgery from a man to a woman? I have. It's horrific. If you are trans watching this, don't do it. Apparently it is terribly painful. And apparently the likelihood of infection is really high. And just don't fucking do it. Just live your life as a lady with a dick. No one cares, all right? Just live it. Anyway, cake pop, donut, let's do it.
really wanted it. But at the same time, I look down and I don't really like what I see. But at the same time, surgery is a lot and it's like a year to recover from.
A year to recover from? Just to look down and see no knob? Just be me with a micro penis. Sad face.
And complications are possible, not probable, but possible. Ultimately, the turning point was when I asked myself the question, if I could take the stick and snap my fingers to turn it into a donut without all the tough stuff in between, would I do it?
I think Lily needs a more feminine voice. Because when you hear someone say, I'm going to turn your cake pop stick into a fucking pussy, you don't want them to say it with that voice. You want them to at least put on a feminine voice. And I think that's why you keep getting misgendered, okay? That's my thoughts.
And the answer was, yeah, of course I would. And also, I need to get all of the hair on the cake pop stick removed ahead of time. They need to zap every single
That's why you're getting the electrolysis.
follicle, and that can take upwards of like a year.
You don't want a big old hair growing next to your duodenum.
You have been wondering about they, them pronouns.
I have.
Today you are going to learn. Pronouns
yeah.
typically come in 3 different flavors. There's he, him, which is masculine. There's she, her, which is feminine.
Let me just... There's he, him if you're a man, there's she, her if you're a woman, and if you want to be either of those, fucking go for it. Don't add a third. There we go.
I'm dating someone who turned their cake pops into a donut. This
Fuck
donut is
yeah.
breaking, but you get it.
Oh, I bet it looks like that too. Just a big broken fucking donut. Imagine them lopping your cock off, Christ.
She's about 6 months out from surgery, and she's at the point where she can comfortably serve her donut.
Gross.
The process of figuring things out has been a lot of fun for both of us. Her donut can feel a pretty wide range of sensations, but it'll be a few more months
Hot, cold, depression.
before she can cross the finish line.
Oh.
Her donut looks and feels incredible. You'd have a tough time knowing it was ever a cake pop to begin
What are you
with.
guys going to do if you both lop your cake pops off? Just up there rubbing pasties together. Fuck that.
I can also confirm that the donut does self-glaze, though sometimes we add a little bit of extra glaze.
How? How the fuck does it self-glaze? We're talking about lubrication. What part of a man lubricates his dick? None, right? We just fucking rip and tear. Here's the question. During that surgery, what has changed? Well, they've just turned it into a fucking internal genital. I don't think you can add lubrication in that moment. What is the glaze then?
Since the donut hole is a little bit on the smaller side right now, extra glaze can be helpful as we work up to getting a full cake pop stick to fit inside. Most importantly, she doesn't
Gross. This is all gross.
regret getting her donut for a second. She's finally comfortable in her body, and that's a beautiful thing.
That is a beautiful thing. I just don't want to hear about it. In the same way that you don't want to hear about my sex life. It's awful. I am gross.
Did you know that the Matrix is actually all about realizing you're trans?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You know I'm a TERF, right? Trans eccentric radical feminist.
Are you a TERF?
I'm a TERF.
Wow.
Would you like me to move somewhere else? I will.
No, actually, you should tell me about being a TERF.
This is a weird thing. This woman's yelling at this trans lady who's eating at a restaurant. Like this is what I don't get. Like, you know, you can have your opinions, but don't go and harass someone in public. That's ridiculous.
Would you like me to move somewhere else? I will.
No, actually, you should tell me about being a TERF.
You're a boy, right? Don't fuck with me, because honestly, I did.
I think what you've discovered here is a crazy person.
I did hard.
I'd like to see you try.
Well then, don't.
I would like to see her try to. That'd be funny. I reckon that Lily would beat the shit out of this old lady.
Judge me for being a TERF. I get to be who I want to be, you get to be who you want to be.
It's a crazy person. It's a crazy person. That's what it is.
When I got my cake pops removed,
Oh,
I
not again,
specifically
the
asked my
fucking
surgeon
cake pops
to
again.
leave the bag intact. That's because
So you don't have testicles, but you got a scrot.
down the line, if I wanted to use my cake pop stick and turn it into a
Fucking
donut,
cake-
the
oh,
bag can come
pussy
in
to-
handy. There are a couple methods that use the bag itself, but the one that I'm referring to is called the cake pop stick inversion method.
Cock
What they
inversion
do is
method.
They take the
I've
cake
tried
pop
that.
stick and
Doesn't
they
work.
turn it inside out, essentially turning the inside of the cake pop stick into the lining of the donut.
like the
Once
pain
the
Olympics.
lining is in place, they can take the bag and use pieces of it to create the exterior of the donut.
This is the thinking, right? I have a penis and testicles, but I've always been a woman. I'll always be a woman. I'm meant to be a woman. But let me get surgery to make me a woman. Do you see how that argument doesn't like add up at all? If you are a woman and you believe you're a woman and you're happy being a woman, then just do it. Don't lop your cock off, for Christ's sake.
The inversion method is one of the most common ways that you see trans women get their donut. There are a lot of doctors who are very familiar with this method and very good at it.
My podiatrist did it for me. It was really good.
and you hear about a lot of success stories. I probably wouldn't do this method if I were gonna get a donut, although I'm not sure I want one in the first place. One of the drawbacks of this method is that your donut cannot self-glaze. You are gonna have to manually
I can't believe I'm asking this. How did the other one glaze?
donut every time you want to serve it. I'll cover some of the self-glazing donut options in a future video.
Oh, well, I don't have time to find that video. Ladies and gentlemen, respect everyone, be nice to everyone, but you're allowed to have your opinions, and we should be able to have these opinions, and we shouldn't have to do these mental gymnastics to get around talking to people in everyday life. That is not how we should operate as a culture. It's ridiculous. For Lily, I hope she is having a good time in her life and enjoying herself, and she deserves to do that because we all do, right? We all deserve to fucking just be ourselves and do our thing because she's not hurting anybody at all, except for the whole thing about being angry at people because of the misgendering. That's just going to happen. That's just part and parcel with being who you are. And I think the quicker that people like Lily, trans people, accept that that's going to happen and just move on with their life and ignore it, the easier their life will become and the more happiness they will find. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Mid extinct. Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the video. Make sure you hit subscribe and check out isaacbutterfield.com for all my tour dates. Check out the second channel that I do with my wife, Little Buttsman, and the Pokemon channel as well. My wife and I also have a podcast called The Mum and Dad Show. It is on Spotify and YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, we have videos coming out almost every day on this channel. We'll see you very soon. Bye.